There's one fascinating makubal called the Leshem. The Leshem was the big tzaddik that lived in Russia, time of the Chafetz Chaim, and a very big makubal. And there's certain sugyas of Kabbalah that he took, and he really explained, brought midrashim, tons of midrashim. He was a Talmud Chacham on a tremendous level. And all that knowledge in Nigla and Nistar to put it together to really write tremendous essays about mysterious topics that Arizal spoke about, but very little, spoke a little bit here and there, and he really put it together and made works. The Leshem is so effective and so holy and so geval and so unbelievable. The Ben Ish Chai, who was the same generation, or lived in Baghdad. And he's the Rav in Baghdad by the Sephardim. The Leshem is buried in Russia. When the Ben Ish Chai, when the Leshem, he made sure to get the books of the Leshem. And when the books of Leshem came to Baghdad, they wore Big Day Yom Tov. They wore Yom Tov. They had a day of Yom Tov to celebrate that this holy Sefer came. And he met a lot, speaks a lot, biduk about these psukim. But what was going on there exactly, and what's the depth of this? And why is this important for us to understand in our Avodat Hashem? Why do I have to understand these pre-world concepts of worlds? In the Medrash, this is called Boneh Olamot Umachrivan. If you learn in the Medrash or in the Nigla, the Gemara brings this down, the Medrash brings down different places. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boneh Olamot Umachrivan. This is Anulai, Hanuli, these are not good for me. These are what's going on there? We're changing the mind. What is this? So that means that he's creating worlds and destroying them. Why? Asher bara Elohim la'asot, in order to give us. That means he creates the destruction and he creates the healing. Kiviyachal, he creates. Boreh doesn't mean creates it from nothing, but he makes that into our experience. He gives us our experience of brokenness and our experience of healing. That's that's every person's world. The same way this big world was made. How is the big world made? Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'haaretz hayta tohu v'avohu v'choshech al pnei tehom v'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim v'yomer Elohim yehi or v'yehi or. Kodem chashucha hadar na'ura. First darkness, then light. What's Eretz Yisrael called before it's Eretz Yisrael? Eretz Canaan. Canaan. The most wicked, the most cursed, the most low, the most...
What's that, Egypt?
Yeah. Maseretz Mitzrayim, Maseretz Canaan. Look, Am Yisrael. Very good question. We start off in Egypt. All these things. These are the many, many darknesses, the motive of the darkness of the light. This is Maaseh Bereshit, the Erev Boker. This is how creation is. Why? It means that the Creator creates everything He wants to give you. Kiviyachal, imagine this. And He mixes it up in potential. And then He gives it to you and says, okay, here's the order, here's the potential, put it together, it's yours. I'm breaking the world, and I'm going to give you access to the broken and access to the fixing. That's what you have in your world. If you analyze your world based on this.
It's whole first, and then it's destroyed.
When is it whole?
And then he destroys it. Right. But by creating it, he means it's whole first, and then he destroys it by making it separate and all mixed up.
No, that's not how, but Boneh Olamot Umachrivan, that he brings these worlds to expression, but then to stop their expression. I mean, they don't continue to express these worlds, and more worlds come out. Normally, every world is born from the worlds before it. These worlds don't. They stop. That's it. What does Hashem do? Hashem brings them in every generation. This is the nefesh behamis that we have. It's from the broken worlds. Our selfishness, our ego, our taivas, is from those broken worlds, from those neshamas of those broken worlds. And our neshama that we have is our chelek elokar, is our godliness. That's the new light, the light of the metzach. As much as a person learns Torah and remembers Hashem, doesn't follow the eyes, follows the mind. It's amazing to see Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. You learn this, and you really can give it and amazing to see that over here. What the Torah is packing in, and this is really one of the deepest things to know. that the Torah kula shmutav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Torah, it says many times in the Zohar Kadosh, it says in all the Sfarim HaKadoshim, the Torah kula shmutav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The whole Torah is names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does it mean is names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It says the Israel, the Kedushas Levi, Berditchever. Berditchever says in Chanukah and Purim, where it says Nisim, and the Megillat Esther, it doesn't say Hashem's name at all. Right? You guys remember this? Yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't say Hashem's name in the Megillah. But there's many, many Rosh Tevas and Sefer Tevas, the many hidden names of Hashem. Many, many, many. What does it mean? That means that time was a time of hiding of the face. Hashem was hiding his face, his anhaga, his revelation, his understanding. Of course he does everything, but he was hiding it. So his name doesn't appear in the book that's recording Kiviyachal, the godliness appearing at this time. But if you could look at the Rashi Tevis, if you could look, wait, there's this event and this event and this event and this, but all this together, if I put this together, it's like if I take the first letters of each thing, like they spell out to me another word, another meaning. Hashem's name. You could see Hashem's name in Galut. Not sometimes in the letters, you could see it in the Rashi Tevis, in the Sefer Tevis. That means that Hashem's name is always Hashem's name. Hashem does everything. His stamp is in everything. If my fingerprint is in everything I touch, Hashem's fingerprint is not in everything he touches. Of course it is. Everything is Yud Kei Vav Kei. Why don't I see it? In Galas, it's in it, but if you look at Rashi Tevis and Sefer Tevis, different ways of looking at Hashem and really looking and understanding everything is godliness and connecting the elements in my life and saying, yes, I understand why that was happened and that happened. You look back and understand all these things show you a name of Hashem in your life. You realize, hey, I just realized there's a name of Hashem weaved in my events of my life. And the Torah is all the names of Hashem. That means that the person knowing the Torah, you could call Hashem. So that, why does Hashem need so many names? Like, how many names should I give you to call you? Moshe. If I give you more names, you're going to be a better friend. Moshe, Yankel, Zendel, Moshe. But not more Moshe. What you found? Was Hashem had 1,000 names? The whole Torah of Hashem's names wasn't so many names. And we say, what's a name? The name is a way to draw the influence. I say, Chaim comes. You see, right? To draw down, to bring, to draw from, to have the relationship. How many things could you draw down to the world? Hashem made many, infinite. Hashem's name is infinite. Infinite amount of drawings from Him. Depends what you want. Learn the Torah. There's infinite amount of names. Infinite. The whole Torah is names of Hashem. And so if you want to know, wait, so where are the names of? I need names not to help me with Shmir Sayanayim, or I don't know, Lesignoiv. I need names to help me with what do you need help with, Chaim? That's a kibbud aveim, not you. Let's say a person has a problem with kibbud aveim. He wants more help. He wants Hashem, give my neshama more strength to honor my father, to this, to mischazak in this holy mitzvah that really the whole Torah is standing on. So what should I do? Where in the Torah can I find the names of Hashem that correspond to this holy mitzvah of kibbud aveim that could give me the koyach, the malachim, the shmira? The answer is in the pasuk that says Kabed Savicha v'Simecha L'man Yarichu Limecha. In the pasuk that says Ish Imo v'Aviv Tirao v'Chavtutai Shmo. In the psukim that describe this command kiviyachol. It's not just a command. It's also the instructions and the power that you need in it. Because the whole Torah is Shmotav Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's names of Hashem. Names is ways of drawing the Hashem. Hashem wants to be drawn into this world. Who are the limbs of this physical, the Shekhinah of the world? Who could draw down godliness into the physical dimension? Us. No one. Am Yisrael. A Yid. Anyone that wants. Anyone that calls. Anyone that asks. So that Hashem has names. Why do we learn the Torah so much? Because all names of Hashem, have to bring down this all necessary influences of godliness, of holiness to come in and bring into the world, to enlighten the world. It's not just the instructions that you mean. You think when you learn about this, it's only that. It's also that, you're right. It's also millions of other things, billions of other things. But it's also a name of Hashem. And when we learn these inyanim, we understand these drawings, The tzaddikim, when they learned this, they brought godliness into the world. That's why Tehillim is so gavad. Because Tehillim is unbelievable. It's 5 books. It's Parat the Chamisha Chumsha Torah. David HaMelech, Ruach HaKodesh. The Moshe Rabbeinu is called Rabban Shel Kol Nevi'im, the highest level of all Nevi'im. David HaMelech is called Rabban Shel Kol Baalei Ruach HaKodesh. He's the Rebbe of all Baalei Ruach HaKodesh. He reached the highest level possible in Ruach HaKodesh. It's different than Nevuah. It's 2 different levels. And in this, Moshe Rabbeinu was in Nevuah. But in Ruach HaKodesh, David HaMelech learned Arizal Shar Nevuah. We learned Torah, he learned this. Arizal explains Ba'ar. It's the Arizal in a sefer called Shar Ruach HaKodesh. Without Hashem will teach you all the secrets in it. It's Madregas. The Sagas and Ruchnis is not just like, wow, I see, it's not like wild, no. It's Madregas. It's levels of becoming, of understanding, of seeing, of understanding the world, yourself. So Tehillim, Lemais is Torah. It's one of the Sfarim of the Nevi'im. But yeah. How much? Let me see if I have that on me. Yeah, come. Abba, how much? Chaim? Chaim. You should have to give. Everyone should have to give. Chidush Hashem says, "Tzorcha amcha merubim v'datam k'tzara." We say in Slichas, we tell Hashem, the needs of your nation are so great, and our minds are short of asking. Understand even what we don't ask. That's the pshat of what we say. But Chidush Hashem says that Tzorcha amcha merubim. Why are the needs of your nation so big? Why does a person have so many needs? Because datam k'tzara, because they don't have enough das. If a person has das, if you really have das, you realize that your needs are very, very little. You mamish the real things that you need for life, you mamish have. It's not a lot, but the das, when a person has das, suddenly they don't need anything. Because they have everything. They don't need anything. How does it work? It works. Chaim. So in Tehillim, it's Torah, but it's not Stam, there's no some Torah, but David HaMelech wrote it in a way that's like inclusive of the whole Torah. It's Malchus. I mean, the Malchus is in Shamayim is a sphere that's it's a total. It has all the Ashpas in it, all the Sfirot, and Tehillim is written in this signon of the Neshama of David HaMelech, according to the 10 tzaddikim that wrote Tehillim, Adam Rishon and Avinu Avinu and Bnei Korach. And therefore, when a person says Tehillim, there's many names of Hashem revealed in Tehillim, but the names of Hashem that are hidden in Tehillim are very, very high, very, very special. Because there's many Rosh Tevas and Sofer Tevas and Gematrias and letters that connect and words that connect and transform and many languages that David HaMelech, that all that is meaning in there also. And there's deep callings to Hashem that a person could do to Tehillim. Because Tehillim, normally in Torah, even though you call to Hashem in any Torah, but the emotion doesn't, you're not going to scream to Hashem, Eila Lufe Achoyre, Lufe Loitan, it's not, you're not going to connect so much, even though there's Meir de Kashemas here, and you could, if you knew, scream to Hashem here and create worlds. But in Tehillim, it's easier. You understand what I'm saying? It's easier to avoid to combine your dveikus and your neshama and your connection and your emotion, and then while you're saying Tehillim, that's what the tzaddikim teach us. There was different styles of saying Tehillim. Some there's zug the gans Tehillim. It was a gevald, very holy. Yeshmiya kol Tehillatov. The tzaddikim wrote this very book, but some tzaddikim said Tehillim very slow. But there's no question that if a person says Tehillim b'dvekut, you're going to a kever, you have a moment, or by the candles, by Hanukkah, or whenever you have a time that you're deep and you're saying Tehillim, and you connect to a word in Tehillim, connect to a pasuk in Tehillim, don't move from there. Don't move from there. Tell yourself in your mind, there's nowhere better in the world to be right now than right here. I'm gonna cherish this. I'm gonna be here forever right now. I'm right now within the Neshama of David HaMelech. I'm right now connecting to Hashem. I'm calling to Hashem through the Spirit, through the instructions and the words of David HaMelech. If the worlds are clear and I'm feeling it and it's happening, wow, thank you. Rejoice and to really call to Hashem, because the whole Torah is names of Hashem. The whole Torah is names of Hashem. And to feel the names of Hashem, we should feel in the whole Torah, but to feel the names of Hashem, that's what David HaMelech, it's interesting, David HaMelech is called, the Rambam writes, David HaMelech is called Lev. He's the Lev, he's the heart of the nation. The king, if you want to describe the king to the nation like a limb in the body. What was the king? The foot?
Brain.
The brain? No.
The head.
No. The heart.
Why the heart?
Because the heart is Lamaisa, the revelation of life is in the heart. You're right, the person can't live without a brain. The person can't live without a liver also.
No, I'm not
because can't live without
it. Because the head is like the main part of the body.
The head, Lamaisa, you're right, there's something to say about this. And that's when you see that the king really, it has to be nichna to the Sanhedrin. The Sanhedrin are called Einei Ha'eda. The Sanhedrin sit in the... Okay, love you. The Sanhedrin are called Einei Ha'eda. They're the eyes. And the Sanhedrin sit in the base of Mikdash, which is the head. Which you have the Ketores, you have the Shulchan, you have the Mizbeach. This is all these inyanim. And David HaMelech has yeshiva. David HaMelech is the only one that could sit in the base of Mikdash. So that means he has to be connected. David HaMelech is so connected to the Sanhedrin. Allah, he's connected to the head. He's a heart that's connected to the head, but he's the heart. It's a proper heart. Everything he did was Al-Pi Sanhedrin, Hashem Imoy. Allah was always David HaMelech. Not because he was the king, because he was mamish. Like he was, the Gemara says that he would mamish. Imagine he's the king. All the other kings are sitting there getting all kinds of gifts, getting all kinds of pleasures, all kinds of chesed, all kinds of honors, whatever kings do. They're giving it. But what is he doing? He's handling blood from women's underwear, from tissues, from placentas, from babies, from miscarriages, checking this, because there's 60 types of blood, there's many types of blood, many Mars Damim, black bloods and green bloods and all kinds of sugis. And David HaMelech was an expert. He was an expert, still from the time of the shepherds. The shepherds already. The shepherds, Hashem trained him, his humanity, is that part of him. But he was... That's why we said many times that when Shmuel HaMelech saw David, he saw that he was a Ritzeach. He said, why? He saw like Esav. I said, no. Esav kills Midas Atzma. Esav kills based on his own. Boom, boom. First shoot, then talk. He kills Midas Sanhedrin. That means he's a killer. He has that Midah of Gevurah. All the Midas are everything. He's the Melech. Like, he has all the Midas. He's fully boom. But he's a Melech that's connected to the head. He's connected to the Sanhedrin. Don't worry. David HaMelech, if you asked him, he'd say, I'm not a king, B'chlam. I'm a king because of Hashem. He says, David HaMelech would say, I'm not rich. I'm not a Gibor. Ain't a Gibor. This is what Hashem is allowing. Like he was experiencing himself as mamish, the Zohar, the description of the Zohar, the Machal is less lemigar meklum. Not even a sponge that the water is going through, just like not even a window that the light is going through. Not even. Just an experience that the godliness is just happening through. He was batal to Sanhedrin, he was batal to every yid. He was totally batal, totally bittul. Like you can't get more bittul than that.
Wouldn't that be Moshe though?
What?
Wouldn't that be Moshe?
In Moshe you find Malchus. Moshe was a melech. Mitzad. It's interesting that the Torah calls him melech. Maybe Shulam melech. In Moshe you find a tremendous elevation from him to the nation. Moshe is a different type of, and it's really Moshe David. It's Moshe Milabar. The Zohar speaks a lot about this. There's a very deep relationship with Moshe. Moshe really is the Sanhedrin, is the Torah.
But I mean, he's also like the embodiment of humility.
Of course. because that he's the Das. That's Moshe David. David is the embodiment of the Malchus as it's projected to the world, and as it's, even though they're both shepherds, but he's a shepherd in a generation that lives in a cloud and is eating man and flying, and he's a shepherd in a generation where he's fighting and it's different. And then we're going to experience the experience of the final shepherd, not the final shepherd, but our experience of the Mashiach, which is going to be Moshe David. It's going to be Moshe David, or whatever we understand of Moshe David, all this put together, Shlomo, everything. But all these till now was like, Okay, Chevra, very high shir today. Thank you so much. We got to speak about holy concepts. There's the Pasha. Chalalakum, Chostam.
I wonder like practically nowadays, like, like